Hey, what's going on Facebook? Ron here. Hate being on camera. You'd think I would do a lot of these, but really I record them and I go, ugh, and I delete them. I'm really gonna try and work on that because I have a lot of things I wanna say and there's a lot of gadgets I wanna talk about, starting with the Retroflag GPI case. This thing really blew me away. I've owned a lot of Game Boys over the years, a lot of customizations with the Raspberry Pi. It's got some limitations that we're about to go into, but I gotta tell you, this might be my favorite Game Boy I've ever owned. Right out of the box, I'm impressed with the build quality. It's really solid. It looks and feels just like the original Game Boy. I've compared it to my original Game Boys, and it's exceptional. It's more in line with the ergonomics and size of a Game Boy Pocket. B, A, Y, and X makes playing Super Nintendo and arcade games easier. The L and R are hidden in the back, flush with the case, a touch I really like. Runs off of AA batteries. I would have liked to have seen something like, a 2000 milliamp lithium, but people are modding and adding their own batteries to it. It's kind of brought me back putting AA's in a video game, so it's not that bad, I guess. Booting it up, I'm taken aback by how wonderful the screen is. It's an IPS panel, excellent viewing angles, excellent color rendition, really solid, makes these games pop, and I've really enjoyed playing it. I've had a couple Game Boys that are custom jobs, and the screens aren't that great. It's hard to read text, it's hard to play role-playing games. I don't have that problem here. This thing is a really solid experience, and I'm enjoying that. The speaker quality, not the best. It's kind of tinny actually. There's some static and hiss that can be reduced. There's some custom settings you can play with to kind of bring that down. But overall, it's not gonna wow you. I would use headphones if anything. The system hides its Raspberry Pi Zero. I've got a Raspberry Pi Zero W in here inside a cartridge in a real clever design. The micro SD card goes in the side. The GPI case does not come with a Raspberry Pi. You'll have to supply that on your own, but they can be got for as little as $5. All in, it'll run you $69.99 for the case, and again, $5 to $10 for the Raspberry Pi, depending on where you purchase it. And that's a real solid investment, man. You get an excellent Game Boy for under $100. You can't beat it. Unfortunately, the Raspberry Pi Zero is a kind of underwhelming computer. It can't keep up with some of the heavier arcade games. I've got a Raspberry Pi 3 in this 3D printed Neo Geo cabinet, and it runs most games flawlessly. I love playing a lot of the arcade classics. This is an excellent unit for MAME. You're just not going to get this kind of horsepower on the Raspberry Pi Zero, sadly. So yeah, all in all, it's an excellent system. I like it a whole bunch. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Again, there's some flaws. I wish you could play a lot of PlayStation and N64 games, but it's a Game Boy, and I want to play Game Boy on it, and I'm going to play Game Boy on it. So, hope you enjoyed, and I'll be doing a lot more videos going on from now, right now, later. Stay tuned.